What's going on, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. I want you to hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Hit them notifications too so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. I do want to give a shout out to the whole entire Lions Den basketball and boxing communities. And also want to give a shout out to all of my subs that have been rocking with me. Um, let's go ahead and get right to it, okay? Now, Um, as many of you know, most of you, what's up, Ted? What's up, Brown Sugar? Most of you saw last night that Charles Barkley he formally announced his uh, retirement. For next year, saying that next year is going to be his last year on TV and media. Um, and I wanted to kind of give my thoughts on everything because you can tell that there is a lot of disarray in TNT. And first, we have to understand that TNT has not been the same in the last couple of years, particularly when we talk about TNT Sports. Okay, um, the reason why I know that is because if you go look at the ratings, uh, TNT wasn't even in the top 10 as a network. They weren't even in the top 10. Um, of course, the number one in terms of viewership was NBC. You had ABC. You had CBS. You had Fox. You had Fox News. You had even HGTV, Univision, and of course ESPN. And even though ESPN had lost its value, they actually, from a percentage standpoint, they actually gained 2% in terms of viewership. And there were a couple of others I can't think right off the top of my head. But TNT came in at 11th. Okay, they came in at 11th. So for David Zaslav, however you pronounce his name, to say that um, TNT doesn't need the NBA, they're they're going to decline even more because they were already declining by 3% from the previous year. That's what a lot of people don't understand. Yeah, it's a circus, absolutely. You said, and it's a brown sugar. It's 77. Okay, straight to the point. 77 is the cash out, sweetie. I think they're just playing a numbers game. I don't believe nothing with numbers that a white man put up. Honestly, a lot of people still watch TNT because it's a circus. Well, no, those numbers are in terms of when we're talking about NBC and when they put NBC, MSNBC, those numbers right there. No, those are true numbers. Now, some of them might be manipulated. I'm not going to get into the manipulated variables and stuff like that. Um, from a from a from a viewership standpoint and the consumption, like when we talk about inside the NBA, yes, they dominate because they've won, their show has won awards. But as a, mama, what I'm speaking of, sugar mama, is the network as a whole, and that's why NBC, because they're number one, they could pretty much do anything that they want to, and plus they're going to become a cornerstone. And I'm gonna get to Charles Barkley in just a second. They could pretty much, they're pretty much trying to buy everything right now. And see, um, one of the reasons that Bill Cosby wanted to be in control of that because he wanted to be in on that and then have more control in terms of the urban side of things, and also at the same token, because let's just call it what it is. You had to realize what was on NBC, what was dominating. You had Fresh Prince of Bel Air at one point. Of course, you had the Cosby Show. You had Different World. You had all of those different shows that were on NBC, and primarily a lot of the black folks were watching it. Okay, um, listen, TNT. If it was not for the NBA, Sugar and Ted, TNT wouldn't even be 11. Okay, because nobody really watches TNT like that now. Back in the days when you had TNT and TBS, a lot of people were watching it because you had different shows on there that used to come on, like the reruns, even the reruns of like Saved by the Bell, things like that. They were coming on. They were coming on like TBS, because I say TBS and TNT because they're affiliates of one another, or was affiliates of one another at one point in time. But like Ted was saying earlier, man, it is a circus show. Um, Charles Barkley is, as well as Kenyon, as well as Shaq, are fed up with it, with everything that's going on. And on top of that, Charles Barkley had already said that they were kind of blindsided as to what was going on anyways. He had said that on the Dan Patrick show. Um, the good thing about it though is that they're all three of them are marketable. I think that they're the most marketable out of all of the crew, uh, in terms of media. Now there are a couple of people that are outside of that network that are marketable. Now he said, Charles Barkley has said that he didn't want to answer any questions about, have any interviews. He said it's his last time talking about it. In terms of TNT, things of that nature. I understand where Charles Barkley is coming from, because TV is not, it's not TV anymore, and this society that we're living in, it's a very impatient society, uh, and the attention span is really 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 short. Okay, and that's because of social media. You got, and the streaming stuff like that. People want to get to it. That's just what I was talking to y'all earlier about, like all of the cable. Having cable, nobody really watches cable like that anymore. Where you flip. I used to have like 50, 60 something channels that I used to watch, and I'm guilty of it too. Not anymore. Not anymore. People want to watch what they want to watch. They want to get to the point. You have different apps out there that's just primarily predicated to a couple of shows and everything. So TV isn't TV anymore. So Charles Barkley, man, moving away from TV right now. It was time. You're talking about 25 years, and you're talking about um, two a little over 2 decades, plus a half a decade, in which he's seen a lot of changes evolve over time. It used to be a time where, okay, see, what Charles Barkley and Shaq bring to the table. This isn't any shade towards Kenny. What they bring to the table, that's what actually people want to see. Them guys going at it. Them guys, taking jabs at one another or whatever, but still being able to, have that work relationship where they work with each other, because his mom, their moms were like, like best friends or whatever, and behind the scenes, they still get along and everything. I'm pretty sure if something happened to Shaq with his family, something like that, Charles will be there, and vice versa. It's the same thing. And the reason why I'm mentioning them two is because People, people laugh at Shaq. Shaq sometimes, you know what I'm saying. I don't often agree with some of the stuff that he says, and even some of the stuff that he does or whatever. There are some things that I do agree with, but the one thing that man about Shaq that he gets laughed at, but he actually is smart for doing it. Shaq is doing like 20 different things. What's up, Bruno? I see you in the building, bro. Hey, Bruno, man, I ain't seen you in a minute, brother. Sorry about that, man. How you been, bro? You so Polo, maybe but out here we watch TNT movies, black movies, good movies. I'm talking about as a whole, sugar. TNT has really it's lost its value in comparison. Okay, if you I put it to you like this, sugar. If you put TNT and you put Hulu next to it, more people are going to click on Hulu. If you put TNT next to Netflix, more people are going to watch Netflix. If you put TNT next to, even like a Philo, people are going to watch it. People are going to watch that. And it's like I said, that's not like me that feel that way. Like I don't like. I'm gonna be honest. I don't watch it TNT like that. Now there are some people that still watch TNT, but I'm saying that's not. I'm not like trying to talk down or nothing like that. But it just is what it is. It's the way that everything is being consumed right now. Because you also got to think about this too. Guess who's getting ready to pick up, the NFL? You got, the NFL about to be on Netflix and stuff. So they're trying to work their way. Bezos gonna have his hand in everything. Bezos is trying to get on that level of the NBC. He's trying to pretty much be do like 20 different things, and that's what that leads me back to what I was talking about with Shaq. Shaq is actually doing the smart thing. You gotta think about it. Yeah, Charles Barkley was clowning him for being on Gold Bond commercials, General commercials. This dude's a DJ. This dude got a podcast. This dude on TNT. This dude on NBA on TNT. He's on NBA TV. Um, he's doing. He got he bought him and AI had brought Reebok. You understand what I'm saying? So you said I'm going to miss Sir Number One. Player of all time. That's what's next for the Chuckster. Okay. But the thing about it is, in terms of media, those guys are marketable. If they stop doing media, they could fall back on something else. So they actually doing the smart thing. Uh, but yeah, it was time, and there's so much disarray going on with TNT. Now with NBC, you don't really see that. There might be some discrepancies with NBC, but NBC is directly just like what my name is, to the point. They're gonna go ahead, they're gonna make their move, and they're gonna do it fast, quick, in a hurry. But they're also gonna do build on the strategy, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be that one-stop shop for everything. But I do agree, like back in the days though, Sugar, I agree with you. Like TNT was the thing. You used to sit down and watch some movies and stuff like that. I still remember those days. So I agree with you in that sense. But if we put up TNT, like I put to you like this, if we put TNT and we put the LDBC's channel, like if I put TNT and I put Ticket TV name or to click on, who you gonna want to watch? You gonna watch Ticket TV. Or if I put TNT and I put Two Raw, you gonna click on Two Raw TV. If I put TNT and I put Dreamers Pro, more people are gonna be amped to watch Dreamers Pro because he gonna get to the point. Da 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 da. Two Raw gonna get to the point. Da 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 da. Ticket. He bringing versatility to the game, and its freedom of expression as opposed to With damn TNT, we got to worry about commercials. We got to worry about ads and stuff like that. Not to say that YouTube and stuff like that don't have ads, but you want to be able, you want that real, authentic, live and everything like that. And people want to get right to it. People don't want to have to. Okay, you know what? We're on TV, so we can't be ourselves and stuff like that. And see, that's what inside the NBA was. You know, Shaq and now I know they're not going to drop the F bomb. They probably done messed up a couple of times and dropped the F bomb. But come on, they be up in their cursing. They've let words like shit slip before, stuff like that. But it was real. It's like being in the living room with two of your uncles or two of your cousins fighting. You know what I'm saying? Sugar and Ted and Bruno and Steven. Yeah, and it's not to take anything away. Now the World Cup, that's coming because it's going to be in, World Cup is going to be in different cities coming up. It's going to be Vegas, LA. I forgot the other cities that it's going to be in. Then it's going to be in Canada and it's going to be in Mexico. So TNT they're about to make their money off of World Cup. And then of course, with the whole March Madness when it comes around. But in terms of them not needing the NBA, no, you do need the NBA. You do need the NBA. Listen, which one would people rather watch? A lot of people they still watch baseball, but the entertainment factor, it's basketball all day. It's football all day. So, well, um, not in comparison to the NFL, and definitely not in comparison, unfortunately, to baseball. But NBA, like if you're talking about on the network, like in terms of the network, uh, on TNT, you're right about that, Ted. But like overall, people still want to rush to see because there's so much, and also we also got to look at it like this, like the betting. People are more into engaging in betting with baseball and football and other sports as opposed to like the NBA and college basketball and stuff. But um, do I think that Charles Barkley is making a good decision? I mean, yeah. I mean, he's been working for a long time. I mean, he went right into media, right as his career came to a close. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about 25 years of being on television, 25 years of doing that. Now even though he be cooning and buffooning and buck dancing and stuff, like Ted like to say and stuff, there are some things that I agree with um, Charles Barkley with. One thing I can't take away from Charles Barkley, man, is his work ethic. That biscuit eating motherfucker, man, he gonna definitely do it. He definitely gonna work. Um, but people they they tend to like his brutal honesty. It's good for shock value. One thing that you got to give Charles Barkley credit for is his shock value that he brought to the table, and a lot of people started to copy that. Um, if you go back and you go look, like everybody's like tripping out on this whole Kyrie Irving. What he said. Oh, they got food here. Oh man, I'm about to go get me something. My bad, y'all. Raise your hand in the building. What's up with it, Will Strong? I see you in the building, man. Make sure y'all go sub to the homie, Will Strong. Wills, did you check out that Bad Boys 4, man? I wanted to. I was gonna see if you were gonna do a review on that. Um, but it's number. If you're in the movies, if you're in the entertainment, if you're in the comedy, in the hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Of course, he gonna talk sports too. He like them Knicks. Uh, Holler at my boy Will Strong at the Will Strong Show. Raise your hand. Holler at that boy. Um, yeah, but the thing about it is, man, is he brought that shock value, and everybody started to try to be like Charles Barkley. People could say what they want, but everybody was trying to do that. So, like, they talk about all this Kyrie Irving mess. What he had said, man, what Kyrie Irving had posted, and how they make a big deal of Kyrie Irving, how he talks to the media. You should go listen to how Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was unfiltered and raw, and they were thinking like, this guy, we could never put this guy on TV. Lord behold, Ernie Johnson brought him on TV and stuff, and everything started to open up. I would do a review on that, but I haven't seen it yet though. I'm gonna catch it. Yeah, man. I heard his dynamic, and let's see what that's another thing too. And see, I want to talk about that now. Y'all know I be all over the place. Now, when we talk about a guy like Charles Barkley, right? We talk about Charles Barkley. One could say, like, with Will Smith, what he did and stuff. Will Smith and Brown Sugar, I always got to give Brown Sugar credit on this. All right, what Will Smith did actually helped. It helped the Oscars. It had people talking about what he did, and they're still talking about in terms of the slap that he did with Chris Rock. Some people might even say that this was kind of staged or whatever, because they might be behind Hero. But really look at it, they were both looked at the heel and the hero. Because check it out, you had Chris Rock, he got slapped and everything, and people were like, oh, Chris Rock, you were such an honorable man for not doing anything and keeping your professionalism. That was the hero side, but the heel side was like, well, damn, how the hell you gonna say that about Jada losing her hair or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Or, man, if that was me, I would have tackled him to the ground, did this and that. And then with Will Smith, they were like, he was the heel or he was the villain, because how could you go to a prestigious event like the Oscars? I say, quote unquote, prestigious event. And people were looking at him, how could you mess up such a great thing? We don't act like this over here. But he was also the hero, because it was like he stood up for his wife, and he's not going to let no man, you know what I'm saying, talk about him like that. And he was also the hero because, you know what I'm saying, it was like everybody was paying attention to Will, because the Oscars hadn't been popping since guys know when. Nobody was talking about the Oscars. Now all of a sudden people want to see the Oscars again, because they're anxious to see if there's going to be another Will Smith incident. So see, and then now you got people talking about Will Smith, and controversy, whether you like it or not, it sells. Bad or good clout, it don't matter. Clout is clout. And that's all they talk about. They're making memes about it. They got people wearing shirts with Will Smith slapping the shit out of Chris Rock. All this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't think Chris Rock knew what was going to happen, but he took it. Yeah, he took a hit for the team. Exactly. Sugar, you had already talked about this. You was like, this thing was the whole setup. In the end, they all win. And see what Will Smith did. Charles Barkley, you got to think about it. I'm bringing it back to Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley was doing that type of stuff. They were like, wow, we can't believe Charles Barkley was doing this and doing that. That fight with Shaquille O'Neal and stuff like that, that boosted that boosted the rating. And see, a good storyline for TNT is the fact that you got two at one time. There were mortal enemies on the court, but of course, the story about Shaquille O'Neal, and Charles Barkley off the court or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing, personal, but at the same time, they're still competitive human beings. So they're like, damn, how is Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley gonna work in the studio together? Just like Ernie Johnson, he was up in there clowning and joking and saying there's gonna be some furniture moving. That's what people were anxious to see. Because sometimes they look like they're gonna fight, but people like that type of stuff. They like to be on the edge of their fucking seat. Barkley was thugging out. Yeah, or bugging out. Yeah, he was bugging out, man. He was bugging out, man. He definitely was, brother. I mean, but at the end of the day, like Charles Barkley has calmed down a lot. He had calmed down a lot. Like he would curse like it was nothing. Like go listen to Dennis Rodman interviews and Charles Barkley interviews. Way back when they would curse like it was nothing or whatever. Back then. So that and see, it makes me critique a dude like Kyrie Irving. And you could go pretty much on Instagram and find any girl that you want to clapping her cheeks, showing all of the WAP. You know what I'm saying? Getting the WAP for fame. You could go to shit. It's pretty much porn on IG. So now a guy that expresses his mind, a guy that says what he wants to or whatever, now he's a bad person. You said Draymond Green like when he was younger. Woo, sugar mama. Uh, Draymond Green don't have nothing on Charles Barkley, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, they were a lot similar, but man, I, Charles Barkley would just slap people, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? The guys would really literally slap each other. you know? So, my thing is this. What's up with the Cypress? Charles Barkley, man, I gotta give him his just due or whatever. Even though he didn't shake my hand at one time, man. We was at the All-Star game, but it's all good. I ain't gonna hold him, for that. But you got to move on. And like he said, he's gonna pass. He gonna pass the baton. You got younger guys coming up now. I don't. CJ McCullough. I don't see him as being like a guy that's gonna like go at people. I could see CJ McCullough being more like a moderator. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of the new guys that are coming up. Austin Rivers is gonna be a guy that's gonna challenge people. Kendrick Perkins, he's starting to be that guy where he gonna take one for the team. And pretty soon they gonna move on from Stephen A. Smith. That's why you got all these different guys that are coming up now. These guys got to move on. These guys got their own show. I think if Charles Barkley had his podcast, because of his versatility and because he's able to be in good with the white, his Uncle Tom Ass is able to be in with the white folks and also be in with the black folks too, because he was on there with Shannon Sharp. His podcast would do numbers too, and on top of that, he's not as unfiltered as he once used to be, but he's still rather unfiltered and raw. And I got an uncle that actually remind me of Charles Barkley. The only difference is he ain't no coon. Yeah, Chicken George. But you know what though? Chicken George was smart. Chicken George, I wouldn't even put him in the. Chicken George was smart. Everybody, when we talk about roots, nah, Chicken George, actually, he actually had a strategy. you know. Oh man, go slap yourself, Cypress. You would say some shit like that, talking about Charles Barkley ain't no coon. He a coon, buck dancer, biscuit eating motherfucker. Yes, he is. Don't take nothing away from his play or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But he is. Shit. You know what I'm saying, Wills? Man, push one in the chat if you think that Charles Barkley is a coon and a buck dancer. Push two in the chat if you think he's not. It don't take nothing away from it. I mean, damn, you Oreo eat motherfucker, man, and I can't get with that or whatever. Like I said, I don't believe in his political beliefs or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, he was one of the ones that was actually not defending Kyrie Irving. So you do the math on that one. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you out your goddamn mind. And I definitely ain't gonna, Nelson. I'm definitely not gonna listen to anything you said. You said T Mac could beat Jordan in 1-on-1, nigga. I can't. Okay, how many times have you met Charles Barkley, Cypress? I'll wait. You don't know him, man. That nigga snake your ass in the heartbeat, probably. Talking about, yeah, man, he's a good brother, man. Cypress, that nigga on the car on Menace to Society. We're supposed to be brothers. Oh, oh, you trying to be funny? Oh, you a baller? You a baller? No, he can't. Okay, let's go ahead. All right, I'll give you your fame, Nelson, since you want it so bad. I'll give you your fame, brother. I see you got the Mavericks logo and everything. So you kind of feeling yourself. This is why. First off, name times. Let's just start with how many all defensive teams has T Mac made? Okay, go ahead and look it up and you get back to me on that. How many defensive player of the year awards has T Mac won? Okay, Krispy Kreme donut. Yeah, zero, zero. Right. Okay. So you do realize that Jordan, first and foremost, a 9-time defense, all defensive team, right? And on top of that, was on All NBA as well. But that's we're just talking about defense, and he was the defensive player of the year. Okay. Um, do you know that Michael Jordan ran what his 40 time was? And stay with me. I know you probably like get to the point and everything. Right. Okay. So um, you met him in Panama City. Yeah. Right. But the thing about it is I'm talking about his stance on how his belief and stuff like that, man. He be cooning and buffooning, bro. I'm telling you, man. Now, let's get back to this Jordan versus McGrady bullshit. All right. Now, first and foremost, Tracy McGrady is very inefficient from the outside. He shot horrible. A horrible percentage from three. I don't care about the era. Okay? Because they were just starting. He was crying and complaining about a zone defense. Jordan never cried and complained about hand checking or the zone defense. McGrady was crying about both. Okay, so what makes you think that he's going to be able to handle the type of defense, knowing that they played in that era, okay, until they took it out in the early 2000s? What makes you think that he's going to be able to handle the defensive side of the ball anyways? Jordan was possessed. He led the league in steals 3 times. How many times has McGrady led the league in steals? None. So he's going to pick him apart in that instance. He's not going to be able to blow by Jordan. All this first step stuff like that, Jordan will recover. We're talking about a prime Michael Jordan. You're looking at Jordan, you know what I'm saying, with the Sonics and, with the Utah. No, I'm talking about a Jordan that played both ends of the floor. Jordan hitting his head on the goddamn backboard and shit, trying to block people's shot at North Carolina. And you think that McGrady's just gonna come in and try to dunk on him, man? He will clean his shit to the glass. 6'6" Jordan running like a damn near 4.3, 4.4. All this first step crap. He's not even fast enough. Yes, he might be 6'8", 6'9", but that shit doesn't mean anything. Larry Bird was 6'10". Magic Johnson was 6'10". It didn't matter. Now, let's go ahead and go to the offensive side of the ball. First off, well, McGrady doesn't even have the back to the basket type of game that Jordan had. All this, oh yeah, Jordan ain't got no bag. Go look at his back to the basket game. His footwork was phenomenal. He had to learn from somewhere. He learned from. That's why the only person that I think would have a shot at beating Michael Jordan is Kobe Bryant. And Michael Jordan even said that because he stole all of his moves. For as great as T-Mac was, his footwork wasn't as good as Michael Jordan. So Jordan will blow right past him. He's not gonna do all that dance and shit like that. Jordan gonna blow right past him. If he tries to sit up there, try to block his shot, change up direction. Gonna hang in the air, he gonna finish slow. Nope. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Not gonna beat him. Jordan's too psychological for him. All these people that you sitting up here bringing, oh well, you know, KD could beat Jordan because of his height and all that other stuff. Man, Jordan would still demolish him. And Jordan was one of the most revered one-on-one players ever. No, he wouldn't. No, he wouldn't. Especially because listen, what you got to understand. How are you going to get past him? How are you going to get past Jordan? Do you realize Jordan can pick you up 94 feet? So all this stuff, oh, well, he can pull up from deep. He's going to smother him on defense. And then if he tries to blow right past him, we're talking about a prime Michael Jordan. We ain't talking about a Jordan that was slowing down with the Wizards and a Jordan that was slowing down in the 90s and all that other stuff. I'm talking about 85, 86 Jordan, Ted. Not no slow Michael Jordan. You said it would be close. Play to 13. Nah, Jordan would demolish him. Now maybe 90s Jordan, he'll probably have a chance, but nah, not an 85, 84 through 89 Jordan. Nobody on this earth, with maybe the exception of Kobe. The only reason I give Kobe because Kobe did some dynamic things in the air. Kobe he wasn't as fast as Jordan, but he still had a good he had a decent first step. And that's what separated Kobe from McGrady. When they used to go at it, Kobe played the better defense. He'll keep up, but he'll still lose. He'll still lose because KD's back to the basket game isn't even as good as Jordan. Jordan had to listen. Jordan could fade away, fake spin, head fake, bam. Jordan could spin off of you, go around, use the rim as a shield, left hand. He could do the same thing on the right hand. Jordan could do the the turnaround, the up and under, bam. Get him a fake again, that hop step, bam. And just think about all of the stuff that he was doing now and with the smothering defense, with that wide open space that he had now in a one-on-one situation, like with that thing that you saw with Luka and Rudy Gobert, man, that would have been money time all day. Jordan wouldn't even wasted no time. Jordan probably would have just, listen, if Jordan was guarded by a guy like Rudy Gobert on an island by himself in a one-on-one situation, he would have blew past Rudy Gobert, took that shit to the cup, and whoever was standing there, it could have been Najee Muhammad, it could have been Karl Anthony Towns, it could have been both of them motherfuckers. He would have dunked on both of them. Jordan wins. Kawhi don't have the offensive repertoire like Jordan. And I like Kawhi too. I like Kawhi. Gobert would have nightmares. He already having nightmares of Luca and shit. I'm telling you, man. Like the only person that I could see really beating Jordan is probably Kobe. That's about it. And that's because Kobe was a monster on defense, man. They both had close to the same amount of all defensive teams. The only thing that separates them is Jordan had three. He was a three-time steals leader, and on top of that, he got the DPOY. Nobody. You could bring KD. You could bring Dr. J. You could bring all of them. It don't matter. Jordan going to destroy them. I think maybe sometimes now. Sometimes now this is gonna trip y'all out. Sometimes the person that I really thought this is really gonna trip y'all out. There there was a guy that I really thought that could possibly well it was actually like nah, it was actually like two guys. You said Steph versus Jordan, all jumping, no hander, won't get the ball back. Nah, because if you run Steph off, he can easily be shut down. Jordan would run him off. That's why, like, I feel like the Bulls would beat the Warriors if they played either. It would be a close series, but I think the Bulls would get them because that's all you have to do is run. You have to run Steph off. You know what I'm saying? And that's not easy to do either because Steph has great handles and stuff. But what separates Steph and what separates Jordan, Jordan knows how to finish the game. And see, when shit gets real tight and it starts getting, that heart stop pounding, y'all neck and neck, game going to 15, 14, 14. Jordan lived for that. And a lot of people sink under that type of pressure. Kobe didn't sink under that type of pressure. Unfortunately, Steph did. LeBron did. McGrady at times did. That's why McGrady was never successful in the playoffs. Steph and what rule? 90? Either one. It don't matter. All this like, oh yeah, well, see, that's the thing about like when it comes like with Dennis Rodman or whatever. They're talking about he would foul out the game. No, he wouldn't, because he was just as fast. He was fast and quick and knew how to recover. And it's the same thing with Jordan. It's the same thing with Pippen. If they would have adapted to today's rule, they'd be just as fast, just as quick. You're talking about, Jordan couldn't shoot. He was lights out from threes against the Blazers. He just chose not to. But he wanted to prove to people that he could shoot the three when necessary. So if he worked on his three continuously, just like he worked on the mid-range, Jordan would be lights out. It's just that for that era, 3-point, it wasn't, you didn't have guys that were 7-footers shooting the three. Often, you probably saw it on occasion. Jordan, Melo's not in good shape, and I love Melo. He was my favorite player at one point, and then Westbrook came. But no, Jordan, he would destroy Melo. He would destroy Melo. He would destroy Melo. Melo, his mental. First off, let's just talk about the mental capacity. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to have a mental capacity, man. He would get all in Melo's head. It's easy to get in Melo's head. That's why Kevin Garnett had got to him. You got to be able to, that Michael versus Michael commercial. That's how Jordan really was. Yeah, he don't have no defense, man. No, absolutely not. That's why they was running a zone at Syracuse. And I want y'all to know I love Melo, bro. Coming out of Syracuse, I love this game. Rather, I'm gonna say pause for y'all motherfuckers that got y'all mind in the gutter and shit. Yeah, man. Melo was my guy, but not on any surface, especially if they played outside. And Jordan would play outside. Yeah, y'all gotta realize, man, Jordan was playing in like all these different leagues and stuff like that in Chicago, and Jordan was breaking the glass on people. Jordan terrorized the glass one time off of a one hand dunk. You don't realize how strong this motherfucker was. And I'm able to critique Jordan because I watched him. You know what I'm saying? I watched Jordan play. You know what I'm saying? I'm able to critique him, and that's why with that whole the finals, all this Jason Tatum logic that people try to bring to the table, I'm able to tell you that Jordan was playing horrible sometimes. Pierce, Paul Pierce. You know what, man? Hey, you know what, Wilts? And I like Paul Pierce's game. Now, Paul Pierce, where him and Baron Davis, they brought that West Coast. They brought that West Coast game. That stutter step in and out, make you think that you were getting ready to shoot, bam, on the fly. But nah, not Jordan. I'm talking about a prime Jordan, man. Yeah, yeah. And I like Paul. I like his game. He remind me a lot of Luca and him because they don't move too fast. Only difference is I think Paul Pierce had more. He had better handles. His back to the basket game was a lot better. He had that step back. He would clear way more space off of his defender with the step back, especially in that free throw extended area or whatever. He'll hit you with that step back. Who you think they got the step back from? They got that shit from Jordan. Jordan used to hit you with that. Make you think he getting ready to go ahead, drive right past you, create space, bam. Shit. Uh-uh. Now, at one point, I did think that Baron Davis had a shot. I thought that, I thought that D Rose had a shot, but their shots weren't as consistent. They could be very streaky. That's another reason why I don't think. Um, Ooh, oh man, I think Jordan would still get him. Now that would be a close game too. That's a good one. I think that would be a close game too. Penny had moves though for that time, and Penny did have a back to the basket game. Um, but Jordan was way more explosive. He was way more explosive. Penny was quick. I don't think he was fast as Jordan though. And Penny was very shifty for that era. He was real shifty. So he probably because Penny has blown past Jordan. He used to blow past Jordan on the first step. So that's why I say he had him on quickness. But I'm talking about a prime Jordan. You see when Jordan got his shit together and stuff after that loss against the Magic, he was able to come back and destroy all of them and swept them. Yeah, but everybody want to use that. But nah, but Penny did blow past Jordan. I remember Penny did cook Jordan a lot of times. But keep in mind, man, prime, when I say prime, I'm talking about I'm talking about Jordan with hair, nigga. I'm talking about Jordan with hair. Jordan with the brush cut. Jordan with the brush cut, nigga. Yeah, he was a man. He was nice. You know what I'm saying? And he knew how to finish. He knew how to dish the ball and stuff like that, but not messing with Jordan. He would destroy LeBron. He would destroy LeBron. I know some people gonna disagree. I'm already where he would destroy LeBron because he don't have the type of shot. You know what I'm saying? He LeBron got a little bit of a basket back to the basket game, but not like Jordan. But yeah, Penny would still lose to Jordan. I'm sorry, he would still lose to Jordan. He didn't as good as he was shooting wise. He didn't shoot as good as a percentage of Jordan. You said Jordan with the light Caesar, um, with the chain. Yeah, 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 yeah. The Caesar cut. Yeah, the brush cut. Yeah, man, with the chain. Jordan with the chain and the Air Force Ones with the black and red Air Force Ones with the slightly Daisy Duke, uh, the short shorts and shit. Oh hell no! You ain't messing with Jordan that back then. Hell no. And see, that's why like I want you to go look at a prime McGrady and go look at a prime Jordan. For him to even say some silly shit like that, Wills. You know what I'm saying? Jordan was a better rebounder. Jordan was a better defender. Jordan could play in transition a lot better. Jordan could move without the ball better. McGrady had to, and let's talk about the team aspect. As far as the team aspect, Jordan was even better with the team because Jordan knew how to move without the ball. McGrady would get irritated when he didn't create for himself. And plus, McGrady, in comparison to Jordan, McGrady was always a volume shooter, meaning that he had to take a high volume amount of shots in order to get his points and stuff like that. Jordan started to become that when late in his career. Yeah, I mean easily, man. And I like McGrady, but he never was successful. He wasn't. McGrady was talented, but he wasn't as smart and cerebral as Jordan. Like that's why like he didn't even want. He's like, man, why are we running the zone? Don't put the zone in the lead, man. Oh man, man, get rid of this hand checking, man. It's too physical. It's too physical. I can't handle nobody on my waist. It didn't matter with Jordan. He was going through the Pistons. He was going through the Bucks. He was going through Philly. He was going through the East. He was going through New York. He was going through Miami. You know what I'm saying? He was going through everybody, whoever wanted it. You know what I'm saying? He was going through old elbow ass, chomo ass Malone. You know what I'm saying? He was going through old fouling ass Stocking. It don't matter. Don't matter. Shoot. So did Jordan. Scottie Pippen holding out and shit like that. Just him and Rodman. No reliable big man like that, man. Shit. Come on, man. Yeah. And I critique Jordan now. Don't get me wrong. I do be getting on. I do be getting on Jordan. Pause or whatever. But nah, man. You ain't stopping Jordan, man. If y'all walk up in either a barbershop or like a family gathering or something like that, and there's a whole bunch of people talking basketball, man, people will look at you and laugh if you said McGrady could beat Jordan. They'll look at you and laugh. Yeah, Mark Price. Man, nah, man, he would destroy everybody. And see, if they call him fouls, Jordan would foul you out because he knew how to get you in the air. He knew how to finish with contact too. That's another thing. Getting all them and ones. Ron Harper prime Jordan already proved that. Jordan would destroy Ron Harper. And I like Ron Harper, but nah, he would destroy him. He had his opportunity to actually face Jordan. Now, we all know the situation. He got injured eventually. You know what I'm saying? And but he still put up a solid game against Jordan. But we clearly knew who was the better player. And I like Ron Harper too, especially a prime Ron Harper. Um, a Clippers Ron Harper before all the drug allegations and the injuries and stuff like that. But nah, you're not fucking with Jordan. You're not fucking with Jordan. If that shit come off the rim, as far as team, I'm breaking it down team and one on one. If that shit come off the rim, you had to be terrified of watching out for Jordan, especially at like 86 and shit, because he was a tenacious rebounder too. Jordan could guard all five positions. It didn't matter because he knew how to jump. Grant Hill versus Jordan. Oh man, let's see how that would go. Now, one thing that doesn't get talked about Grant Hill, he had a good back to the basket game, but Jordan would destroy Grant Hill because his shot wasn't the best. Grant Hill was more of a slasher. That's why like I always pick Penny over Grant Hill. I know, but Penny was better than Grant Hill in my opinion. But nah, he would destroy Grant Hill. Grant Hill wasn't even as fast as Jordan. Now he probably had him in terms of the way he jumped and everything, but nah, he would destroy Grant Hill too. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. Like to me, Penny played more like LeBron. Like he played like to a lesser degree. LeBron played more like, but Penny was more efficient um, than LeBron was, and he was better at the free throw line. And Penny had a better back to the basket game. If you go look at Penny as a point guard, he was back to the basket. That's why like I appreciated a guy like Baron Davis. Baron Davis, because he was so big, he could do his back to the basket. Back to the basket game. That was very necessary in that era. You said Penny too, but he had a better style. Yeah, Penny could, for that time, it wasn't like the Kyrie Irving crossing up or Steph Curry crossing up or AI crossover, but they had that Tim Hardaway, that bop bop. And then, because back then in the 90s and all of that, it it was more about first step, blow right past you and stuff like that, or get to the quick. It wasn't all dancing and all that other stuff. So for that time, Penny, but he was still solid, still quick. In and out game was good, and, and he could finish either way. He could finish and dunk on your ass, or he could finish, with a nice little soft little finish or whatever after doing a a hardcore counter breakdown on like two defenders. Ray Allen, Jordan would destroy him because Ray Allen really, as great as a shooter was, Ray Allen was. He really didn't start focusing on the outside until he later on in the NBA or whatever. But a Big East Ray Allen, UConn Ray Allen, Jordan would still destroy him because Ray Allen wasn't the greatest. He wasn't that good. He was alright with defense, but you got to understand, you still got to play defense too. Now Jordan, all he would have to do was just run. All he would have to do is run Ray Allen off. Like I said, he's a shooter, whatever. He got the mid range too. But Jordan was such a good recovery. He was good at recovering. Still destroy him. He would still destroy him. Run him off. All you gotta do is just run him off. Ted, you played basketball before. Wilson know what I'm talking about. Like, that's why, like, if you go to like Wilson, okay, Wilson, I'm glad Wilson's in here. If you go to like New York and you trying to, I'm thinking about back when I had actually seen it for my eyes and stuff like that. Hey man, you try to go out there and you just trying to pull up and stuff like that, man. You probably get one. Oh, nigga, they gonna smother you on defense, and they don't give a fuck how big you is or any of that other stuff. That height shit don't matter. Once you put the ball on the ground, nigga, you better be quick with it, or it's night night, and they gone, and they gonna bang on your ass. And then on top of that, you try to inbound that ball again, bam, gonna get another steal. Well, what you think gonna happen one on one? Nigga, you up in there trying to do all this stuff with Jordan and stuff like that. Nah, he gonna take that motherfucker. He gonna take them cookies all day. And depending on what type of one-on-one y'all playing, if you playing 3 dribbles, nigga, Jordan is gonna murder you. You said Allen Knight. Yeah, he couldn't beat Iverson. Yeah, back in the days of them Big East battles, man, Georgetown versus UConn, Syracuse, Providence, Providence, man. Oh man, that was man, Wilts. Now you talking Wilts. I think, yeah, I remember that, man. St. John's, man, I remember them battles, man. I remember them battles, man. Hey, Wilts, man, you remember Lawrence Moten, nigga? Y'all remember Lawrence Moten? You remember Lawrence Moten, Ted? Y'all niggas probably don't even know who Lawrence Moten is. Yeah, man. Hey, Lawrence Moten played for Syracuse. Y'all remember John Wallace? I remember I seen John Wallace in person too. Nigga looking like KG and shit. Yeah, Lawrence Moten, man. Yeah, man. John Wallace, nigga. And I was, man, hey, Wills, man, I was really trying to go to Syracuse at one point in my life, man. I just love, hey, man, I wanted Jim Boeheim to be my coach, all that, man. Jerry McNair, yeah. Oh man, you bring it, and that's when they took a pride on ESPN showing the college game, the basketball games and stuff. Yeah, John Wallace, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, John Wallace, bro. I wish he would have panned out though. I wish he would have panned out. But nah, man, nobody Wallace came in that famous '96 draft, yup. With Kobe and Nash, Ray Allen, Marcus Camby, all them. Yeah. DeJuan Blair. Shoot, man, hell. DeJuan Wagner. How about that? Let's take it back to DeJuan Wagner. I'll take it back to DeJuan Wagner on y'all asses. When DeJuan Wagner before the downfall before the downfall had happened, DeJuan Wagner was a guy. Blair with no knees. Yeah, DeJuan Wagner, man. That was that guy, man. I'm telling you, he put 100 points up in high school. But yeah, man. Nobody's gonna beat Jordan unless it's like Kobe or something like that. Like I said, I always talk about a prime Jordan, man. Nobody. I don't see nobody beating Jordan like that. But there was a guy that did beat Jordan. There was a guy that beat Jordan, man, and he beat him at his camp, man. I know y'all saw it. He actually beat Jordan. I think they played the 4, and he beat Jordan. he beat Jordan, man. Hey, he can always show that to his grandkids. I mean, if he's still living, he could show that to everybody. Nah. It don't matter, nigga. Hey, you still stepped on the court. He didn't say that to everybody else he was beating. It don't matter, man. Hey, you could be drunk, high. You could be popping pills. You know what I'm saying? Off that wet, off that dip. You know what I'm saying? On that lean. You know what I'm saying? Molly, Percocet. You know what I'm saying? Fentanyl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? A couple of shots of liquor, Henny, whatever. Nigga, you chose to step on the hardwood. Ooh, look at her. Brown Sugar said she's smoking, man. I mean, I bet you Brown Sugar, she be hitting that shit hard, nigga. Like, be hitting that motherfucking cigarette like Bad Santa and shit, like Billy Bob Thornton and shit. Yeah, he beat a Hall of Famer. I don't give a fuck if he drunk. You know what I'm saying? If you drunk, nigga, you chose to get on the goddamn court. Oh man, he was drunk. So Ted probably had some psychedelic drug. Yeah, man, I've been there doing that LSD. You know what I'm saying? Gotta find the vein and shit. Yeah, man, I've been there hitting that motherfucker block. Man, you know, it's a Saturday, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? Ain't got nothing to do. You got the barbecue, got some barbecue on the grill with big wilts out there, man. We got a slab of ribs out there, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm trying to get Wilts to come on out here. Cause Wilts know down south got the best barbecue. Hey, New York got the best pizza. Down south got the best barbecue. Well, I think the top three barbecue places though is St. Louis, well, Kansas City, Memphis, and I'll throw Texas in there. I'm not gonna sleep on Alabama neither. Yeah, I'm trying to get him to come on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get Will to come on out here, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, come on down south, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know, there's too much smog out there, Will. You know what I'm saying? Come on down here with the trees. You know what I'm saying? Good old sunshine, man. You got all that goddamn pollution and goddamn traffic, nigga. You know what I'm saying? The subway, you know what I'm saying? You gotta worry about terror. You know what I'm saying? Niggas crashing in the buildings and shit. Man, fuck all that. Come on down here, man. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to get Will down here. Actually, because I know Wilson's in the cars and shit, just like Brown Sugar is. Hey, Wilson, you come down here, nigga, you can get your. Listen, in my line, hey, Will, you could come down here and get your. For the price that you paying up there in New York or whatever, you come down here, man, and you want to get your shit sprayed, pause. You want to get your shit sprayed wet, you know what I'm saying? With the candy. You want to customize your shit, old school, new school, it don't matter. You could get that shit done down here. Them and listen, you get them Mexicans to do that shit, man. They do that shit for the low, man. Yeah, that nigga, my nigga Wilson in the cars and shit. Him and that nigga Will. I think him and Will. Shout out to Will too. Will Bird. Them dudes are businessmen. But nah, man, man come on down here, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, nah, ain't nobody beating Jordan. Maybe Kobe. Maybe Kobe. That's about it. I like that. I like that comparison that Ted brought up, though, man. Well, the matchup between Penny and Mike. Oh no! Damn! Woo! Damn, Ted, why you do that? Oh, that's a tough one. Oh man, I got some glasses on. I'm taking my glasses off like Shannon Sharp. on Undisputed and put your glasses back on. Ooh, I gotta take my glasses off of that one, y'all. Oh man, that boy Ted. I gotta give a shout out to Ted on that one. Oh man. Okay. God rest his soul. God rest Len Bias's soul, man. God rest his soul. Okay. Len Bias was that guy, man. And I think Ted been watching my video too. I did say if any person had a chance of being better than Michael Jordan, it was Len Bias. He was a terror in college. He did his thing against Jordan in college or whatever. Although they didn't play the same position, but he could still do so many different things. Len Bias was inside out. He was if I could compare somebody to Len Bias, let me see, because Len Bias was about 6'9". He was like 6'9". I'm gonna have to go back and go look. He kind of reminds you, you know, if you look at like how Jamal Mashburn, but with more athleticism, he had that type of game with more athleticism and more raw and way more quicker and faster. And that would be a tough matchup for MJ. That would be a tough ass matchup. But I'm gonna give the edge to Jordan. Now, maybe in college, yeah, you know what I'm saying? He probably would have had a chance because Jordan, you really started to see him branch out, especially when he got to the league. A lot of people were projecting Jordan. They projected him not even to be no damn GOAT or none of that other stuff. They didn't think Jordan was gonna be what he was. But I still think, like, if we're talking about prime P for P, and if Jordan would have, we're talking about an 85, 86 type of Jordan with the first step, developing that shot. You know, Jordan would have shot eventually with a mid range. I think Jordan would have got him. He would have got him with the mid range and the moves. But that's a tough one though, because Len Bias, we didn't really get a chance to see. You said they had overrated Hakeem number one. He overrated me. What? Wilts, I'm about to tell. Hey, Wilts, man, come on, you gotta raise your hand on that one, bro. Hakeem wasn't overrated, man. You talk about five slammer jammer, nigga. they want to chip. That nigga wasn't overrated. And on top of that, Hakeem, I got Hakeem as my number one center, man. I'm sorry, man. Ain't nobody fucking with Hakeem. Footwork phenomenal. If you'd have put that team that they had in '95, well, when they started putting them in the early '90s, and then they became to be known as the champions, the back-to-back champions. Nah. John Starks. I mean, but wait. I mean, yeah. And hey, Wills. I got 2 words for John Starks. No rings. I I got I got two words for John Starks. No rings. And I like John Starks. He dunked on Horace Grant. Jordan nigga jumped on like 3 people. Nah, man. Dog. First off, I say he's the unofficial all-time blocks leader. The reason why is because um, I think, you know what I'm saying, just from looking at it, Wilt Chamberlain probably would have been the all-time leader of blocks, maybe even Kareem, if they would have counted it during the time. You know what I'm saying? And also Bill Russell got an argument too. But then you're talking about a guy, okay, I always allude to athleticism. Hakeem Olajuwon was a freak of nature too, man, because he was 7 foot, was chased down blocking people. He did that shit when he was early, back in the days, even in the early days when he was playing with Ralph Sampson. You know, yeah. Yeah. Nobody, what's up with it, Ron? Nobody messing with Hakeem. I mean, just the way he destroyed David Robinson, man. And Hakeem was destroying all of the centers. He was destroying Alonzo Mourning. He was destroying Patrick Ewing. He was destroying Shaquille O'Neal. He was destroying everybody, man. He was destroying Dikembe Mutombo. That's back in the days when the big man was in there, man. He would destroy all of them. Man, he murdered Shaq, man. That's a little biased though. But yeah, man. But yeah, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna ride out. I appreciate y'all pulling up. Make sure y'all go pull up on Two Raw. It's his birthday today. Two Raw for TV. Shout out to him. Shout out to Mike. Um, man, I'm here, man. Hey, no, we've been here. It's just your ass hasn't been here, Ron. We've been here. Ted done been here. Wilson been here. Sugar done been here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, the whole crew been here. You know what I'm saying? Cypress been up in here. He been hiding. No, he been hiding. Well, that's because LeBron ain't in the finals. You know what I'm saying? So he a little down and depressed about that. You know what I'm saying? the Lakers, man, they going through a lot of turmoil. Lakers, man, they reaching for anybody to be a goddamn coach. Hey, they called Wilkes. They called Wilkes. They called Ted. They called Brown Sugar. They declined. They were like, "Nah, I don't want to deal with that headache." And they called me the other day. They called me again. I like, "Nah, man, I don't want to coach y'all motherfuckers, man." They tried to call Dan Hurley. They're like, "Oh, man, hell no. Nah. Y'all ain't even offering enough money, man. Fuck y'all." They calling everybody, man. Shit, they were calling AAU coaches. They called LeVar Ball. They called motherfuckers. They were calling motherfuckers in Hollywood and shit. They even called Samuel L. Jackson. They be like, "Yeah, ain't this Coach Carter?" He like, "Motherfucker, don't you know that was just a movie? Goddamn, don't call me no more." Click. You know what I'm saying? Jenny up in there talking about like old dude did on Minister Society. You know what he did with the brown paper bag. She up in there begging. That's the type of offer that she making. Let me shut up. I'll holler at y'all.